Hey, I'm glad to welcome you on my balcony garden. Today I wanna show you seeds that I have planted in previous season 2024 and which I'm not going to plant this year. And I would like to start with the flowers, and the first one is daisy. Daisies were germinating not really well, and then they were growing really slow, and the plants were small and weak. And when I finally transplant them into my flower container, they were still weak, and after aphids attacked them, they all died. I think at least a part of the problem was that I have started my seeds last year pretty late. It was end of March and beginning of April. This year I am starting earlier. I have already sowed lots of seeds, but anyway I decided not to plant daisies this year. Maybe next year I will try them, and for now I have lots of another flowers which I would like to try. That's why I'm not going to plant these daisies. And the second flower I'm not going to plant is marigold. I was expecting from this package of seeds to see the flowers like on the picture, with lots of petals, with multiple rows of petals. But in the fact I receive these tiny as a coin flowers which had only one row of petals, and they were completely different from the picture on this package. That's why I don't want to plant these seeds from this package. But I'm going to grow marigolds this year. I have these seeds which I have collected last summer from my mom's garden, from the plants with big flowers with multiple rows of petals like on the picture of this package. So I hope that I will finally have flowers that will look the way that I am expecting. And I don't know what was the problem with this package of seeds. Actually, I have questions also to some other seeds. For example, these mint seeds, I sowed them last season 3 times and I have never seen a single sprout of it. And last year one woman gave me her mint from her garden, a bush with roots, and I have planted it, and now I have mint, so I'm not going to sow these seeds again, especially if they're not germinating. Next is rosemary. I sowed them and I received some sprouts, but they were weak and they died. Then again I received a couple of bushes from rosemary from another woman, and since now I have these 2 beautiful bushes, I don't need to sow rosemary again this year. Okay, next is lemon balm. It was sprouting pretty well last year and it's growing well, and right now I have a few bushes in one pot, and that's enough for me right now, and that's why I'm not going to sow it again this year. Next is basil. I have planted pretty much basil last year. It was growing pretty good. I have harvested it a few times, and now I have repotted it into a small pot to be able to keep it indoors, but unfortunately not all of them survived. I have only 2 plants right now, and I just hope that they will be okay. I'm also going to plant green variety of basil, so I think I don't need to plant this purple variety this year. Next things are leafy vegetables. And first will be Swiss chard. On the package, it says that it is silver leaves variety, but in fact, I have light green leaves and yellowish stems. Some of them even a bit pinkish. So again, question for this seed package: why my Swiss chard is not looking the same as on the picture? And it is still alive. It is now outside on my balcony. It is now below 0 degrees outside. I hope it will survive. But anyway, I have new seeds of Swiss chard, which calls rainbow variety. It is a mix of various colors such as red, orange, yellow, green, of course. So no matter will this particular Swiss chard survive for the winter or not, I will not plant it again. I will plant some another varieties. Next, lettuce. I had a good plant which I sowed in the November or December 2023. It overwintered, and when it became a bit warmer, it developed into a really good plant, and I harvested leaves from it a few times. But then aphids attacked it, and it became really warm, so it started to bloom. And those plants that I have planted at the end of March, they were developing slow, they were weak, and when the hot weather came, they just died, so I didn't receive any crop from them. For this year, I have lots of other seeds of lettuces. That's why I'm not going to plant this one. And next is radicchio. I have bought these seeds just because I wanted to have some dark purple variety of leafy vegetable. I would prefer some purple variety of lettuce, but in the garden center where I was buying all that seeds, there was no purplish lettuces, and the only leafy vegetable that I saw purple was this radicchio. I decided that I can plant it and then harvest just leaves. I'm not expecting to have the head. I just wanted to have some purple leaves. And it was a bit surprisingly when this plant was growing with the green leaves. But anyway, I decided to try it, and I picked just one leaf, and it was extremely bitter. It was completely 100% unedible, and I decided that okay, it didn't work, I can just remove it. But it was a busy autumn, and I don't need some free space for other plants, so this radicchio stayed in its pot. And then in December, I discovered suddenly that it finally became purple and started to form the head, and it is still growing outside. And I decided to leave it, let it grow. Maybe by the end of the March or something like that, it will form some head that I will be able to harvest. Who knows? It will be then a year from the moment I have planted it. And anyway, it will be interesting to receive something from it. But even if it will be a success, I think 1 year it is too big for one plant. And since I have, as I already told you, lots of other lettuces seeds, including purple varieties, I'm not going to plant this radicchio again. And the last leafy vegetable is kale. I was planning to plant a leafy kale, but I didn't find the seeds. Then I decided to plant this head variety. And again, I was thinking that I will be able to harvest leaves and eat them. But the leaves, first, they were not that curly. They were looking just like leaves of ordinary cabbage. Maybe it is the way how it should be, but it just was not the way I expected. And those leaves were small, and I haven't harvested a single leaf. I haven't tried them, and then it started to form head, and now it is again still alive, trying to survive cold temperatures on my balcony. The head is not developing right now, started to form and then freeze. And since I don't need the space for other vegetables right now, I leave it to grow. So we'll see what will happen with this kale by the end of March or something like that. And the last subject is vegetables, and I will start with radish. I didn't receive any results from this radish last year. Year before, in 2023, I had some radishes. I think I'll just catch the right weather that year. But the last year, in the spring and in the autumn, I have no success with radishes. In the spring they were bolting, and in the autumn they were not growing. This particular variety needs from 35 to 50 days to grow, and it is too long, especially for my conditions, for my shade balcony, where this period is getting longer than it says on the package. So it has 2 months or more to receive some crop from these radishes, and it is too long. Now I have some other seeds of radishes with a shorter period of growing, about 20-30 days. So I hope I will get some radishes this year. At least I will try. Next are peas. That was interesting that in the garden center there were 2 or 3, I believe, varieties of peas, but they all have the same description on the back side of packages, and I was just a bit confusing about how I should pick the variety. And there was the woman who was also picking some seeds, and she told me, take this one, it is good. I thought, well, okay, if I cannot choose by myself, I will believe this woman and I will try this particular variety. And the germination was good. Their seedlings were pretty nice and healthy, but then when they grow to 10 or 15 centimeters, they started to wither from the top. There were just a few plants in the beginning, and I just replaced them with new seeds. But then all the plants started to wither, and then they all died. And I think that the problem is in the seeds. Maybe it's some disease, or I don't know, because I have the same soil in other containers, and I have planted in this particular container after peas some other plants, and I haven't seen the same problem on any other plant on my balcony. That's why I think that the problem in the seeds. I have collected some other seeds from my parents' garden last summer, and I'm going to plant them this year. And the last ones are cucumbers and tomatoes. As recommended for the shade, you need to pick vegetables with small fruits. That means that I need cherry tomatoes and small cucumbers. In the gardening center. There were only one variety of cherry tomatoes, and for cucumbers, I can't remember, to be honest. But anyway, I picked this one, and then I discovered that it is that kind of variety that needs to be pollinated, and I thought, okay, I can do it. But something went wrong, and I had only 3 growing cucumbers on 3 different plants, but they were strange form. I even haven't tried. I just throw them away, and to be honest, cucumbers were a disaster for me last year. Now I have bought another seeds which don't need to be pollinated, which are more suitable for balcony. I even have one special for balcony variety, so I'm expecting my cucumbers will go better this year. And the last one is a tomato. I'm pretty satisfied with the result I had last year. Of course, on the garden, on the land, and even on some balcony gardens with better conditions, with more sunlight, you will have much better results. But for me, to have a result better than the previous year means a lot. So comparing to season 2023, when I have about 5 fruits from 1 or 2 plants, and other plants I had didn't even bloom, I think that last year results were much better. But why I'm not going to plant these seeds again is because this variety is indeterminate, and the plants growing really high. And the biggest tomato was about 1 meter and 80 centimeters, I believe. Others were about a meter, but even this is too much for me. I think I will prefer some determinant varieties, 60 centimeters or even lower. I think this will be more convenient for my balcony. I even have seeds of tiny tomatoes on package. It says from 10 to 15 centimeters high. So I'm going to try some new varieties of tomatoes this year. That's why I'm not going to grow these ones. That's it. In the next video, I'm going to show you seeds that I have planted last year, and I'm going to plant them again this year. And the third video about the seeds will be about my new seeds that I haven't tried yet. Thank you for watching. I will appreciate if you like it and subscribe, and hope to see you next time. Bye.